It's another hot one in Atlanta, and tonight the Atlanta Braves need a win to salvage a 500 homestand as the San Diego Padres have taken the first two games of this three-game series here in Atlanta. And all season long, Atlanta Braves baseball on Peachtree TV and Fox Sports South is being presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. The right stuff, the low price. And good evening once again, everybody. Joe Simpson along with Tom Glavine. Glad you're with us tonight. And for the Atlanta Braves to salvage this last game of this series, Tommy, they're going to rely on Tommy Hanson, who's been pitching pretty good of late. Maybe a rough outing against the Reds, but otherwise pretty good lately.
Yeah, he's been pretty good. You see by the numbers, his last 7 starts, he's 4-1 with a 2.28 ERA. And aside from his last start against Cincinnati, where he had a little bump in the road, he's been solid all year long. He's gone out there time and time again and given this team a chance to win. And much like last year, hasn't had a ton of run support to go along with it, and thus the 5-4 record. But he's been good. He's been real good against San Diego. He's 3-0 with a 1.78 against San Diego in his career. So that speaks well for the Braves' chances tonight.
I like Atlanta's chances. He's never lost to the Padres, and the Padres starter, Clayton Richard, has never beaten the Braves, and he's 0-2 at Turner Field. Well, after tonight, the Braves have a day off tomorrow, and then they head out on the road, a 3-city stop, including their first visits to New York, first visit to South Florida against the Marlins, and then they wrap it up with a 4-game set against the Houston Astros. We'll talk more about that when we come back. That won't be enough to cool everybody off tonight, as temperatures are expected to be over 90 degrees here at game time. Joe and Tom back with you. And as we were just talking about, Tom, the Braves about to head out on a 3-city road trip, and a long road trip, and it's the subject of our Jameson Inn upcoming schedule. And kind of odd here in early June to making first trips to New York and Florida.
Yeah, it really is. And, you know, with the schedule the way it is nowadays, you never know how it's going to shake out. But, yeah, to be playing two of your divisional rivals this late in the season for the first time is strange, but it's going to be a tough trip for the Braves. They're going into New York. It's never an easy task. They go into Florida against a really good pitching staff there, and Houston was pesky when they were here in Atlanta early in the season. So, the Braves hopefully will salvage one here tonight, get on a winning note, and go out on that road trip and make some noise on that upcoming opportunity.
When I was looking at that, I think the one thing that jumped out at me was the fact that the New York Mets had a winning record in May. Everybody kind of writes them off as the cellar dwellers this year in the National League East, and that's not so. They're playing some pretty good baseball. But tonight, the Braves have got their hands full with the San Diego Padres. Padres have won the first two games of this series. Atlanta will try to salvage one of them. Padres have not swept the Braves in Atlanta since 1989. We'll talk more about that and get ready for first pitch right after this timeout.
And outdoors by AT&T, by Delta Airlines, by the Georgia Lottery, and by Hyundai.
Fans are still filing into their seats on a very hot, muggy night here at Turner Field as the Atlanta Braves take the field for Game 3 of this three-game series with the Padres and the last game of this homestand. Braves are hoping to go 3-3 with a win tonight. Here's Buddy Black's lineup tonight for San Diego. Eric Patterson, the local product in center field, and Jason Bartlett and Chase Headley. Ryan Ludwig. Braves can't figure out a way to get him out. Maybe tonight's the night. Brad Hopp at first base, Chris DeNorfia in right field. And then Phillips, Forsythe, and Richard round out the order against Tommy Hanson, who's on the mound for his 12th start.
Big right-hander, 24 years old, 5-4 in the year with a 2.80 ERA on the season. See his numbers there against the Padres in 4 starts, 3-0 with a 1.78 ERA and 4-1 with a 2.28 ERA in nighttime starts. So all those numbers should add up, hopefully, in the Braves' favor when all is said and done.
I hope it feels like a nighttime start. It's about 1,000,000 degrees on the field. Here's the defense behind him tonight. Prado, Schaefer, and Joe Mather in the outfield left to right tonight. Chipper Jones is back in there nursing that sore groin muscle. Gonzalez, Ugla, and Freeman around the horn. Brian McCann doing the catching duties tonight. And speaking of weather, 94 degrees at game time with 38% humidity and a wind blowing mostly in at 10 miles an hour. Yes, it's hot. It's supposed to be even hotter tomorrow. Umpires for tonight's game. Brian Gorman is the crew chief. He'll have his work cut out for him tonight in this heat. He'll have to get some water breaks. Tony Randazzo, Dan Bellino, and Larry Vanover around the bases.
This is one of those times you wish for one of those San Diego marine layers.
I was going to say, you go. I mean, look on the bright side. You're going up to New York tomorrow. There's a chance you might have a 20 or 30 degree temperature swing by tomorrow.
I'd say that would be pretty easy. I was listening to the start of the Mariners and Orioles game today on satellite radio. They were playing in Seattle. The game time temperature was 57 degrees. Just a slight 40-degree difference.
Yeah, you forget being here that it's not quite summer everywhere else yet.
Eric Patterson, 2 for 5 in the series, leads it off against Hansen. And the first pitch of the game is a strike call. Patterson hitting 189 with a couple of homers. If you did not see either of the first 2 games of this series, the scouting report for you is that the Padres don't score many runs either. But they do, when they get on, they do run a lot. They lead the majors in stolen bases. Straight up the chute toward right. Ugla says he's got it, and he does. That was up there a long time, 1 out. Told Dan Ugla before the game, Tommy, I said, you know what it is? He said, what? I said, June. New month, new start.
Yeah, we were all looking forward to the month of May because historically he's started to heat up in May, and saw some signs of it there early in the month, and we thought, okay, here he comes, but he just hasn't quite been able to sustain it. So, yeah, rip up the first 2 months of the calendar and pretend today from here on out is opening day.
You got it. Jason Bartlett, 1 for 4 last night, hitting .253, a homer, 17 driven in. 3 for 16 on this road trip for the Padres. Good breaking ball for a strike. Braves have a day off tomorrow. It'll be a travel day late in the afternoon as they go up to New York, as Tommy just mentioned. The Padres fly home tonight after the game and play tomorrow night against Houston. 1-2.
Yeah, that was always a tough grind when you're leaving here at night and flying out west and then playing a game that night. You end up getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning because you're on East Coast time, and about the time the game's getting ready to start, you're ready to take a nap.
Yeah. It's very tiring. Hansen ahead in the count. Hard hit to third. Chipper handles a hot chance, throws him out. 2 down. In his last start, Hansen didn't pitch that poorly. He didn't get out of the 5th inning, and he gave up 3 runs. But he also was his own worst enemy in 1 inning when he committed a throwing error on what should have been a comebacker start to a double play that led to a run. But the bottom line is his teammates only got 1 run. There's a line drive to right by Chase Headley. That'll drop for a hit. Headley's now hit in 11 straight. That's a career high.
He didn't waste any time keeping that hitting streak going.
Nope. And now the hottest of the Padres, really, at least against the Braves. He's the subject of our SunTrust solid performance, and that's Ryan Ludwig, who is tearing the Braves up.
435, 10 for 23. So assuming 23 at bats is a pretty good chance based on what we saw last night. He saw 23 pitches.
Very good chance. He hacked it first pitch 4 times last night, but not here.
See, he's changing it up, going against the scouting report. Tommy paid attention, threw him a first pitch slider.
6 for 10 in this series, 10 for 20 on the trip. And I mentioned the Padres' desire to run. And if you know Tommy Hansen, you know he's a little slower to the plate than most Braves pitchers and gives up a lot of stolen bases. And there goes Headley. No chance for McCann. The ball gets by Ugla. Headley stumbles. Schaefer's throw is not in time. Ugla's patting his chest to Brian McCann to let him know that was his fault, that he should have caught it, but he couldn't keep his feet.
Yeah, he couldn't quite stay with it. The ball was kind of tailing off to the right, and it's always a tough play when the throw's going into the runner and your second baseman or shortstop has to go into the runner as well to try and find it. As much as they want to try and catch it and pick up the catcher, there's a pretty good chance for an injury on that play as well. But as you mentioned, San Diego didn't waste any time. They're league-leading 55th stolen base.
Number 6 for Headley. So a runner at third and 2 out. Good fastball, 2-1. Most allowed in the National League, Tommy Hansen with 15 now. 2 starters for the Padres high on the list too. To short. Alex will make the play and prevent that run from scoring, so the error didn't amount to anything. No runs a hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the first. Braves coming to bat. For the Atlanta Braves, Jordan Schaefer will lead it off, then Prado and Jones. McCann, the cleanup hitter, followed by Freddie Freeman, who moves up in the order tonight. Gonzalez, then Ugla and Mather. Tommy Hansen will do the pitching, and on the mound for the Padres is Clayton Richard.
27-year-old lefty, making his 13th start on the year, 4th against the Braves. He's 0-3 with a 7-9 against the Braves. Pitched well his last time out, got a no decision. It's kind of been the Tommy Hansen on their team. Doesn't get much run support.
Out of Lafayette, Indiana, the University of Michigan, originally with the White Sox, came over to San Diego in the Jake Peavy trade. And Jordan Schaefer. 3 left-handed hitters in the lineup against him tonight.
True to the scouting report we got from Mark Grant with the Padres, if you're watching at home, don't turn your back. This guy works fast. He gets the ball and gets back to business.
Sliced down the line and out of play. Yeah, he'll work apparently as fast as the hitters will allow. Schaefer 1 for 7 in the series, hitting .250. Another hard hit ball, but foul.
Likes to use his fastball and his curveball to righties, along with a little bit of a slider in on their hands. And on lefties, it's mostly fastballs in, sinkers away, and a slider every now and then.
Jordan's giving him a battle here. Count still 2-2. full count to the leadoff batter. There's Martin Prado waiting to hit next. Payoff pitch. Rope to center field and deep. Patterson going back, and he'll make an over-the-shoulder catch. Jordan Schaefer put a good swing on that one, but nothing to show for it. Here's the rest of the defense. Flanking Patterson in the outfield are Ludwig and DeNorfia. The infield tonight, Headley, Bartlett, Forsythe, and Hawk. And behind the plate, Kyle Phillips, the guy who hit the game-winning homer here in Game 1 of this series. And a brother to, was he a teammate of yours, Jason Phillips?
Oh, is that Jason's brother? Yeah, yes, he was.
Martin Prado, 1 for 9 in this series and 0 for his last 7. Snapped 275.
Snapped the 19 game home hitting streak last night. Second only to Chipper Jones.
Chipper had a 20-gamer. Martin picked up some hardware before the game, got a nice gold watch after being selected for the National League Player of the Week a couple of weeks ago.
They get gold watches for that now, huh? Nice.
Either that or Freddie Gonzalez pull one out of his own collection somewhere. Two and two. Martin has had a tough time against the Padres. Probably the only team he's struggled against. Just 4 for 25.
And
full count.
Struggled against Richards a little bit too. 1 for 7.
Another drive. This one to deep left center. Patterson on the run. He's not going to get that one. It's high off the wall. Played there by Ludwig, and Martin will stop at second with a long double to left center. It's a way to snap out of an 0 for 7.
Fastball in the outer third of the plate, belt high, and Martin didn't miss it. He got one last night late in the game against Heath Bell and missed it. Got that one tonight and did not miss that one. Hit it high off the wall. Just missed getting it out of here for a home run.
And here's Chipper, who we wondered if he would play tonight. And he said, I'm going to play until I get bucked off. That's the way he put it.
Well, it's good to see him out there like we've talked about with Jason Hayward out of the lineup. You know, Chipper, I don't care, like we've talked about last night, what percentage he is. His presence in the lineup means a lot.
Fooled there in the count 1-1. And as we also talked about last night, he's been much better right-handed than left. 323 average right-handed, 6 doubles and a homer. Back through the middle, might get through. Bartlett with a nice play, a spin, throw, and he pulled Hop off the bag. Chipper goes tumbling. We'll see how that affected him. Prado stopped at third. When Hop stretched for the ball down the first base line, it pulled him right into Chipper's path.
Yeah, Bartlett made a nice play getting to that ball and made that spin move that Alex Gonzalez has made famous around here, but pulled Hop just off the bag a little bit. He did a nice job of shuffling his feet and staying with that ball. Tried to stay on the bag, but couldn't quite do it. And fortunately for the Braves, nothing serious for Chipper.
And good that he can smile about it, so hopefully everything's all right. And with Brian McCann up there, here's our Georgia Lottery hitting the jackpot. Brian McCann doesn't want to go on this trip. He has been outstanding on the homestand.
Yeah, he better make sure he packs those bats. Make sure they get on this trip.
That bounces away. Nice stop, though, by Phillips. The Phillips brothers are a couple of the only catchers I know of that wear their helmet with the bill forward.
Forward, yeah. Jason did that. Yeah, his brother obviously does it as well. I don't know why, but
Jared Saltalamacchia does that too.
You would think that that bill would give you just a smidgen more protection on the backside of your head, but
just now when he tried to get his mask off, he got the helmet down in his eyes. 1-1 to McCann, who's 3 for 5 in his career against Clayton Richard. Four for 9 in the series. Boy, that nailed Brian Gorman. Woo! It was right on that throat guard, wasn't it?
yeah, it looked like.
There have been, I don't want to say a lot of umpires, but there have been quite a few in recent years that have retired because of neck injuries.
Yeah, well, you look at how, I mean, it's, you see it in slow motion. It's a pretty violent hit that they take right there, and you take that a bunch of times over the course of the season, it's got to add up.
1-2 to McCann. Line to left, base hit. Brian McCann comes through again. The Braves are on top, 1-0. Stay hot, Brian.
We got another fastball mistake up over the plate, and Richard knew it as soon as it came out of his hand, and the Braves had the right guy up at the right time. Stroking that sweet single into left field, giving the Braves an early lead.
30th RBI of the year for Brian. That's 3 hits in a row. The double by Prado, the infield hit by Chipper, and now McCann. And Freddie Freeman batting 5th tonight. 5 for 8 in this series. Had a 3-hit night last night.
He did have a nice night last night. Nice base hit there to left field early in the game that drove in a run. Been swinging the bat well, and rightly so, deservedly so. Gets moved up and into an RBI position more in the lineup.
He's had a good homestand too, 8 for 19 with a homer. Facing Richard for the first time. Good fastball on the corner. Richard had a good year last year with the Padres, went 14-9 in his first full season with them, an ERA of 3.75. 21-16 overall since he joined the Padres. Line to center, and that's going to get down for a hit. Chipper read it beautifully, got a good jump, and he's going to score. An RBI single for Freddie Freeman, and boy, some early runs. What's this all about? His 18th RBI.
We got a hanging slider there that time that Freddie stayed back on, and like we talked about last night, hitting the ball to the opposite field, and then there driving that hanging slider right back up the middle and giving the Braves an early 2-0 lead, which speaks well. They're 20-7 when they score first.
And already 3 for 3 with runners in scoring position tonight. Brian Price is the pitching coach. He's out to find out if Clayton Richard warmed up tonight.
Yeah, it's one of the things we've heard talked about him, that you see his stuff, you see his mechanics and his makeup, and people kind of wonder why he doesn't win more than he does.
That last start you were talking about came against Washington. 7 innings of 3-hit ball. He only gave up 1 run. He also only struck out 1.
Well, he's got good stuff, but tonight early on here anyway, he's been, when he's missed up over the zone, and that's not where you want to be.
Braves have not been a big first inning team this year, and this is great to see. Need to keep it going. Alex Gonzalez, 1 for 8 in the series, hitting .268. Got a good pitch there and just missed it.
Well, with that back end of the Padres bullpen as good as it is, it'd be nice to do everything you can to set the tone early to keep those guys out of the game.
One and two. Braves already got an early gift today, and that is that the Nationals beat the Phillies again 2-1 in a day game. Beat Roy Oswalt. John Lannon beat the Phillies for the first time in his career. Soft liner. That's going to get out for a hit. McCann had to freeze to make sure the ball got out of the infield, so he'll only make it to third. 5 straight hits for the Braves, and they're loaded with 1 out for Dan Uggla. What better way to come to the plate for your first at bat in June?
Well, let's hope he continues the trend and gets a pitch to hit and drives it up the middle or the opposite field.
Did not play last night other than a pinch running appearance late. 0 for 3 in the series, 2 for 14 on the homestand. Popped up. Infield fly rule. 2 down. So Joe Mather will have a chance to drive in some runs here with 2 out. Getting the start tonight in right field with a left-hander pitching.
Yeah, that or Big E still tired from going first to home last night.
That might be it. There's Eric with a night off. Mather takes a look at a slider. You saw his numbers. He's over 300. But he came off that road trip red hot. He's cooled off some. He's 0 for his last 12. One and one. Long first inning for Clayton Richard and the Padres. Braves have 2 across, trying to add to it. Mather, the 8th man to come to the plate in the inning. That should be out of play and will reach the seats. Braves went 17 and 11 in May. And even with a good record, they were still 13th out of 16 teams in the National League in runs scored.
Tough to win that way, even with the good pitching they're getting.
Bases loaded, 2 out. Got him looking. Fastball at the knees, and the Braves will settle for 2 and leave them loaded. But a good start for the Atlanta offense. 5 straight hits in the inning, and we go to the second inning. Braves up 2-0. For our Home Depot know-how question of the game, and it comes from Jerry in Dahlonega, who wants to know how important is it to end a homestand on a winning note before going on a long road trip.
Very important. You know, there's always something about winning on getaway day. You know, that when you're going through the traveling and all that stuff, it's just when you win, everybody's in a better mood. It makes you travel better and all that. So that's always important. But particularly, when you're going out on a long road trip, a road trip where you're playing two teams within your own division, that's an important road trip. You know, you want to get off on a winning note, and certainly for the Braves on this homestand, like we talked about, they want to win here tonight, at least have a 500 homestand, and have that winning feeling going out on the road.
And they're off to a good start tonight with their 2-run first. Brad Hawk leads off the second for San Diego, hitting .237, 1 for 6 in the series. Hansen would like to have a quick inning and get his hitters right back up there. Mostly because he'll lead off the inning.
Exactly. He can't wait to hit. With all the other guys getting hits, he can't wait to get up there and see if he can get one.
One and two to Hawk.
You know, the Padres subscribe to that theory as well. They're 8-3 on getaway day, so obviously they like the mood to be a little bit better when they're getting on a plane.
Yeah, and that's a long flight. He didn't go in the count, 2-2. Of the Padres lineup for Bud Black tonight, the first 6 batters in the lineup have all faced Hansen before. They're a combined 4 for 23 with 8 strikeouts coming in. But there's a knock for Hawk leading off the second. And Chris DeNorfia will step in. He's had a good series so far, 3 for 6, hitting .311. Draws Chipper in with a fake bunt attempt. DeNorfia 0 for 3 in his career against Hansen with a strikeout. Tommy pitched arguably his best game of the year against the Padres out in San Diego on April 27th. He was given some runs to work with that day. Fooled DeNorfia bad there.
Yeah, that was a half-hearted swing at a slider right there.
There's the line in San Diego, 114 pitches, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts in 7 innings. And he beat the Padres 7-0.
That was on the heels of, didn't Jair pitch a great game the night before that, or somebody did?
Jurgens had a complete game, his first one in that series.
A couple well-pitched games in that series, if I remember. What little I did get to see, because, you know, it is on the West Coast, and I fall asleep.
You're afraid to stay up.
I try. My kids wear me out.
Jurgens pitched the night before. Breaking ball hit to Chipper, might be 2. Ugla with a quick turn, but the throw pulled Freeman off the bag. I'm not sure they were going to get DeNorfia anyway. 1 out for Phillips.
Yeah, DeNorfia got down the line pretty good there. That would have been a tough turn. Go around the horn like that with a guy who can move a little bit, and throw was off the mark a little bit, but I agree with you, Joe. I don't think they would have gotten him anyway.
And another thing is the way he hit the ball. He's right-handed, so he's kind of lunging at the pitch anyway. And I mean, his momentum's already taking him out of the box. So it's like getting a head start. Kyle Phillips, a 167 average and 1 home run. That home run, a big one. And there goes another drive to right. Mather was playing shallow. He looks up, and can you believe it? Kyle Phillips hit his first big league homer here 2 nights ago. And on the next at bat, he hits another one. And we're tied at 2.
Well, you had to go ahead and mention it, didn't you?
Mercy.
Well, looked like a fastball. They're trying to go down and away, and it was down and maybe on the outer third. And Phillips pulled the old ambush. Got just enough of it on a hot night like tonight. The ball's going to carry a little bit.
Man, oh man. I wonder if he'll be in the lineup tomorrow night against the Astros.
He might want to stay here.
Yeah. Logan Forsythe, the batter.
Him and B. Mac can stay back and have a game against each other here as well as they're hitting in this ballpark.
You just get somebody to throw to him, play home run derby. All right, well, let's start over. 6th home run allowed by Hansen this year. Out of play. Forsythe 1 for 7 in the series, 3 for 15 on their road trip. Full count. Forsythe getting a lot of playing time with Orlando Hudson on the disabled list. He has a left groin strain. Pops that up into left center. Martin calls off Schaefer. 2 down.
I was just going to ask you who their everyday second baseman was. Couldn't think of who it was.
The veteran Hudson. Clayton Richard is 0 for 18 on the year. Got a good cut at that, though.
I was going to say that's a pretty good hack to be 0 for 18.
0 for 18 with 10 strikeouts. This guy was a good athlete. He was a quarterback at Michigan as well as a baseball player. Played behind Chad Henne.
He's got a quarterback body.
Probably a little heavier now than he was in college, but listed tonight at 6'5", 245. Foul back. A ball and 2 strikes. And I'm told that Johnny Venners was a very good option quarterback in high school.
Really?
Mm-hmm. High with a curveball, 2-2.
That's why him and Billy Wags got along so well. I think Billy was a safety or a cornerback or one of those guys. So I'm sure they talk smack to each other out there in the bullpen.
Richard stays alive. He's tickled to death to see that home run from Phillips, because after giving up 5 straight hits and 2 runs in his first inning, he's back even.
Yeah, he's got to be thinking he's got a new lease on life after that first inning and leaving the bases loaded, and then before he goes back out there, the boys have picked him up and tied it back up.
In the air out behind short. Prado wants it. He'll take it. The inning is over. But a 2-run home run by Kyle Phillips. Unbelievable. We're tied.
Experience all the comfort and amenities you expect at an unexpectedly low price. Jamison Inn. Live large, pay less.
To the bottom of the second we go. The teams trade 2-run innings. The Braves came in the bottom of the first. Padres in the top of the second. And Tommy Hanson will lead off the inning as he has a word for Kyle Phillips when he goes up there. Tommy hitting 118. That's 2 for 17 on the year, 8 strikeouts. Yeah, I was just having a flashback on Kyle Phillips' brother, Jason, and watching Kyle jog around the bases. That was faster than his brother could run at top end speed.
He definitely had catcher speed. As Skip used to say, speed was deceiving. He's much slower than he looks.
Yep. Check swing. Pop will handle that. 1 out. And with 1 out, a reminder, fans, get your tickets now for the Braves versus the Mets game on Wednesday, June 15th when the team comes home. First 20,000 fans will get a Jason Hayward bobblehead, courtesy of Delta Airlines. For tickets, visit Braves.com/tickets or call 1-800-745-3000 today.
It'll be a popular giveaway with the kids.
Back to the top of the order, Jordan Schaefer bounces one up the middle. Tough play for Forsythe. Never get him. An infield hit for Schaefer.
Fastball jam shot. Tell you what, Forsythe made this a lot closer play than I thought it was going to be. I didn't think he had a chance. Jordan get down the line well, but turned it into a bang-bang play.
Already 6 hits for Atlanta. If you just joined us after Schaefer lined out to start the game, the Braves had 5 straight hits. Scored 2 runs, had the bases loaded, 1 out, but couldn't get any more. Prado got it all started with a double high off the left center field wall. Kind of interesting. The Braves left-handed hitters tonight, 3 for 4 against Richard. No problem. Lefties came into the game hitting .239 against him. Pretty good move. He holds his right leg in the air a long time. Change up. Martin goes the other way, and a nice running catch in right field by DeNorfia. That saved extra bases. And there's 2 out. Good piece of hitting by Martin, but nothing to show for it.
Was a good piece of hitting. A nice play by DeNorfia. I've been impressed by him, too. He led off last night with Patterson out of the lineup and did a nice job up there. And just looks like a gritty player that does whatever he can on a nightly basis to try and help his team win a ball game.
Yeah, looks like a good athlete. Chipper singled and scored in the first inning. Had an infield hit. Chipper now 6 for 9 in his career against Clayton Richard. Schaefer's running. The pitch swung on, pulled to short. Bartlett with a backhanded stab gets it, throws out Chipper, and the inning is over. Braves get a hit but leave one. Only 9 pitches for Richard that inning. AT U-verse trivia question. And tonight it is. San Diego leads the majors with 55 stolen bases. Since 2004, who's the only National League team to lead the majors in steals for a season? Only National League team to lead the majors.
Since 2004.
Meaning that is generally an American League number.
Which is a little bit surprising.
Yeah. Eric Patterson leads off the third inning. He popped up his first time up. His brother Corey plays for Toronto and will be in town a little bit later. Late in June, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Toronto will follow Texas in. I know I've probably asked you this before, but where are you on interleague play right now?
I'm okay with it. I mean, I could do without it.
Time out on it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, even as a player, I didn't really like it all that much. It was okay, certain matchups that you would have. You know, you go to Boston or you go to New York or things of that nature. But it just seems like a disruption more than anything else.
Hard hit to center. Schaefer came in. Now he freezes. And Eric Patterson, who has hit the ball hard in this series at times, lines one right at the center fielder. He's 0 for 2.
But, you know, I mean, I guess the fans still like it, you know, and for every matchup out there, I think that nobody really cares about, you know, Kansas City and Pittsburgh, say, not to pick on those two teams. You do have the Mets and the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Angels, and you have those series that people really flock to, and by and large, the numbers seem to suggest people like it.
Well, I think they do. The fans certainly turn out for it, but who's to say they won't turn out in even greater numbers if you took a break and made it a little more special? I'm like you. I think it really tears up the schedule big time and doesn't make for an equal playing field when teams aren't playing the same teams. Gonzalez handles that one, and by that I mean the Braves aren't playing the same teams in interleague play that, say, the Phillies or Marlins might be playing.
Yeah, you always have that argument that, and particularly with the format the way that it is, with a wild card team from each division, you would think, well, if we're going to have a wild card, then everybody should be playing the same schedule. So, and when they're not, you always get into that argument, oh, well, so-and-so played this division and they were weaker and that was unfair. You know, for all those reasons, I just like going back to the balanced schedule and everybody plays everybody and there's no complaining about whose schedule was what.
I'm with you.
All right, well, we'll call Bud tomorrow.
Okay. Strike call to Headley, who extended his hitting streak to a career high 11 games. Singled with 2 out, stole second, went to third on a throwing error by McCann, but was left stranded. Headley had an offer against the Braves in that 3-game series out in San Diego, but he's made up for it in this series. He's 4 for 10. Good hook, but it missed. 2-2. Right on his thumbs. Out of play. One of the things that Hansen's done over the last year or so is he's made an adjustment on where he starts on the pitching rubber too, Tommy. Last night we talked about Latos moving way over to the first base edge of the rubber. Hansen's not quite as far over there, but pretty close.
Yeah, he's pretty far. You know, he's certainly favoring well to the first base side of the mound. And I don't know, you know, there's different reasons why guys do it. You know, like I said, for me, I was on that third base side because it gave me a better plane on my sinker away to right-handed hitters. Some guys like to be on the other side and throw across their body if they're more predominantly breaking ball pitchers. So there's a host of reasons that go into it.
That's well hit toward the corner, slicing away from Prado, and it'll land just foul off the wall. Headley showing you some power the other way. Throwing bats here at Turner Field.
Mm-hmm.
Full count, 3-2 to Headley, 2 out. Nobody on, third inning, tie game. Dave Roberts with a nice play over at first base. And he lost him. First walk for Hansen. And that'll bring up Ludwig, who did ground out to end the first inning, but still 6 for 11 in this series. Wide open stance for Ludwig. There's a curve for a strike.
He does have a wide open stance, but he does a nice job of, once he starts getting into his swing and bringing that foot back, and his step is more directed toward the pitcher, which is where you want it to go. I think. I don't know much about hitting, but I don't think you want to step out of it.
Pitch out. Headley was not going. No, you're right. He's got a wide stance too, so there's, even when he does bring that front foot back, there's no movement. There's a little bit of movement forward, but not much. He stays back real well. In the air to right, should be easy for Mather. But now coming in, and he'll make the catch to end the inning. Whew. Ball seemed to just die out there. Let's go to the bottom of the third, still tied.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you in part by The Home Depot, by Academy Sports and Outdoors, and by Joel and Associates.
Fans enjoying the ball game tonight. A close one, 2-2. What else is new? The Braves have played 4 straight one-run games. Last game of the homestand, Braves looking to go 3-3 with a win tonight. Brian McCann leads off the third inning. He singled in a run in the first. You just joined us. The Braves had 5 straight hits with 1 out. They got 2 runs out of it. And he ropes another one to right center. Patterson got a late break on that one, and it'll go to the wall, and Brian McCann will have himself another double. He had 11 doubles in the month of May and gets June started off right. He's 2 for 2.
Fastball looked like he missed location again. Trying to go away, got it middle to middle in, and you're right. Patterson, I think, thought he had a beat on that ball, and it just kept kind of going away from him. He was never able to catch up to it.
That'll bring up Freddie Freeman, who singled in a run in the first inning, his 18th RBI. At the least, he'll try to get that runner to third. Bounce that one right over Alex's head. Here's our Sunshine House leaderboard for National League rookies. Highest average belongs to Darwin Barney of the Cubs. Having a terrific first 2 months. And Freddie Freeman is second.
I've not
seen replay.
Yeah, I've not seen Barney play, but I like our guy. I think he's going to be a big part of this lineup for a long time.
I like the way the direction our guy's going. 9 for his last 20 and hitting the ball a lot from gap to gap. In the hole here, 0-2. Yeah, he's not bad for a kid.
No. A lot to like about him. Great kid, works hard. Very good approach.
Oh, look at this. Thing of beauty. Just stuck his bat out there and rolled it down the third base line. That's going to plate McCann. And Freddie's got himself a real lovely double.
Woohoo. That's the old better to be lucky than good right there. Got fooled on this. Like he wanted to swing. No, I don't. Oh, I can't hold it up. Bam. Full shot right down the line.
Tommy, that looks like that hit and run pitch that he hit in Pittsburgh where he just picked one up off the dirt and hit it over the third baseman's head. That's fighting a smile, too.
Good piece of hitting. Well, hey, you know what? When you're going good, that stuff happens. When you're going bad, you hit the ball right in the nose and hit it right at somebody. So you take them when you can get them.
Braves up 3-2. 19th RBI for Freeman, his second tonight. And now Alex had to dodge a couple of foul balls before he got to hit. Stands in. He'll try to get him to third. Try to go the other way. He singled in the first inning. His single loaded the bases, but then Ugla popped up and Mather struck out. That won't get the runner over. Bartlett will make the play. With the month of May behind us, Tommy, here are some numbers for the guys who have been in the lineup for the better part of the month. And when you look at it, other than Ugla, there's some pretty good numbers in there.
Yeah, it really makes you scratch your head and wonder why the Braves have had so much trouble being consistent offensively in terms of scoring runs. And, you know, like I said, other than Ugla, and obviously that's a huge part of their lineup, hitting in the 4-hole most of the year, it's really hard to explain why they're not consistently scoring more than they are.
For Dan, that was 16 hits and 100 at-bats. Lays off the first pitch here, but it's a strike. I read a quote from him today saying that it's not a swing thing, it's a timing thing that he's got to get corrected. And that he's got to get his front foot down a little sooner. Ropes that one to left. Ludwig on the run, and he'll make the catch. Throws back to second, and Freeman had to hustle back to avoid a double play. Dan hit that one on the button, but a nice play by Ludwig.
Well, kind of the reverse of Freddie Freeman. Like I was saying with Freddie with his base hit, when it's going good, those kind of hits happen. When it's not going good, more times than not, this is what happens. Ugla put a good swing on that one and drove it, and hit it, unfortunately, a couple steps away from Ludwig and left. That's almost one that he hit too good. He hit it too good on the screws, got a little bit too much topspin, and had he missed that ball a little bit, that would have been way back in the bleachers.
Let's hope that's a good sign, though. Mather's going to be walked, and they'll pitch to Tommy Hanson. That's just fine. That'll clear the pitcher for the fourth inning at the very least. First walk, albeit an intentional walk for Richard. an eye on him. He's been known to come close to sailing a few to the backstop on pitch outs too.
Yeah, a lot of pitchers have trouble with that intentional ball that they're trying to throw. You take a little off, and next thing you know, you sail one to the backstop.
Did you ever do that?
I don't think I ever did it, but I came close a few times.
Just not your natural delivery.
No.
Tommy Hansen, sporting that full beard now, steps in, grounded out on a check swing his first time.
I was kind of hoping he was going to ambush him on that first pitch, but that was a nasty first pitch.
It was. Had some good late movement too. Broken bat grounder. That's foul. He'll need a new piece of lumber. It's hard to do on a little bouncer foul.
Yeah. See more and more of this nowadays. Fortunately, that one kind of no man's land. Didn't come close to hitting anybody.
Heads up in the seats. Still 1-2. That a 94-mile-an-hour fastball from Richard. That's about the high end for him. Richard thought he had that one, but it's 2-2. About to make his 65th pitch. To third, should be an easy play for Headley to step on the bag, and it is, but the Braves take the lead back. Back-to-back doubles by McCann and Freeman, and we go to the fourth. Academy Sports and Outdoors, the right stuff, the low price. We go to the fourth inning. Braves up now 3-2 on the Padres. That took some work. Sun going down here in Atlanta, and it's beginning to moderate a little bit. Game time temperature, though, 94.
Not quite so sticky as it was a little while ago.
Brad Hopp will lead off the fourth for the Padres. You see those fans out in the center field plaza giving some of the fans a little respite. Camera operators too, right?
Well, according to the thermometers, cooled off a whopping 3 degrees, down to 91.
Jimmy Reese looked like he was standing out there working for the Weather Channel in a hurricane. Out of play. Hopp had a good month of May after a horrible April. He hit .303 for the month. More like the numbers we were accustomed to seeing him put up when he was with the Rockies.
A lot of guys had horrible Aprils. Maybe the start of the season snuck up on some guys.
Might have. To left field, but Prado has a play. And he's got it. 1 out. Jay Hoover, our producer tonight. Mike Miller, the director. Paul Krause handling all of the graphics tonight. Valerie Burrell, our booth assistant. Chan Hartzog doing the stats.
Keeping an eye on the Bruins game for me.
Denorfia with one of his funny swings, misses. Get
Hey.
into a fielder's choice in the second.
You saw Freddie Freeman take a swing like that and got a double out of it. Figured maybe he'll
Right.
take a shot at it.
I just love hits like that. I mean, so long as it's a Braves hitter doing it, because you work so hard on your swing and you take so many hacks in the cage, and then you get one of those.
Yeah.
It's like,
Did everything wrong. Oh, hit.
and an RBI. Struck him out. Good sequence there for Henson.
And after that, it's now time for the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. Tonight, the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast, unfortunately, comes from a Padre. Kyle Phillips' 2-run home run in the bottom of the second inning. Tied the score at 2-2. And that was our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
Yeah, look at his teammates there, too, when he comes back to the dugout. Here's a guy who hadn't played much. Hit the game-winning homer, his first career homer on Monday night, and another one tonight.
Yeah, that's a part of that camaraderie side of things that teams have that you don't necessarily get to see a lot of, but obviously those guys were fired up for him.
Two and 0. Phillips actually born in San Diego, lives now in Alpine, California. They got him last June out of the Toronto organization.
I wonder if he and Jason played any games together over there.
Pops this one up. Playable for Chipper. So you can't hit 3 homers in 3 at-bats, huh? Padres go in order. They go to the bottom of the 4th, 3-2. Bravos. by SunTrust, by AT&T Uverse, by McDonald's, and by Toyota. Braves up 3-2. They've out hit the Padres 8-3 thanks to 5 hits in a row in the first inning. And the top of the order for Atlanta in the fourth, Schaefer, then Prado and Chipper. Jordan's 1 for 2 tonight. Singled up the middle his last time up, and can't get out of the way of that one. 0-1. Headley cheats in at third base. Hop shortens up at first. And those are the obvious ones, Tommy. The one that you don't really pay much attention to, but you see from up here, is that the second baseman, Forsythe, also has to come in a step or two in case he bunts one that way.
Yes, he does. He's got to cheat a little bit over, too, in case he gets it down the line to where he's got to cover the bag. So a little bit of subtle movements here and there, and all that does is open up more room for Jordan Schaefer.
I don't know if it'll happen tonight, but I always like drag bunting on left-handed pitchers because I thought I could beat them to the base depending on their follow-through.
Yeah, most lefties are notorious for falling off to that third base side, and makes it difficult for them to get their momentum back going over towards the first base to field that drag bunt.
Up the middle, Bartlett with another nice play. Sets and throws. Jason Bartlett has made some good plays already tonight. One out for Prado, who doubled in the first and flied out in the second. Prado's double in the first inning ended in 0 for 7 for him. Fast worker back at it. Timing him in the truck. That last separation was 10 seconds.
I like it.
Not a little too fast because there's ball 4. Second walk, but the first that wasn't intentional. And Chipper will hit with a runner at first and 1 out. He singled and scored in the first inning. And grounded to Bartlett his last time up. Out of play, 0-1. And again, Chipper kind of grabs at his leg. Oh, and 2. Good pitch. Good crowd on hand here for the last game of this homestand before the Braves take off on another long trip. 10 games in 11 days. And they picked him off. Hey, that's a good move. There's a little hesitation in his leg kick. It's hard to read.
Yeah, and he gives you a bunch of different looks. He's giving you the slide step with delivery. He's giving you the quick step to first, but he does. He's got that little hesitation at the top of his delivery, and it's just tough to get a read. And he is right on that mark of where you've got to go home, or it is a balk. And that one looked like Martin wasn't going anywhere. He was trying to get thinking about getting his secondary lead. He just slipped a little bit coming back.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and it was a close play as it turned out, but honestly, I think Freddie could argue more about a balk move than about the call.
Absolutely.
Because his step it's supposed to be a little more toward first than this.
Yeah, he's right on that line where it could go either way.
Got to show you the pitch first. 1-2 to Chipper.
Yeah, he's supposed to draw kind of a 90-degree angle between the corner of the rubber and first base.
Had him 0-2. And now a full count. Took a little off, and Chipper pulled it to Bartlett, who makes another easy play, and the Braves are gone in the fourth. Atlanta still leads at 3-2. Here's another look at that step.
Well, what you try to do as a pitcher, if you imagine a right angle between first base, the pitcher's mound, and home plate, what you try to do, or what you're supposed to do as a pitcher, is that step. You're supposed to, if you draw an imaginary line from that back corner of the rubber at a 90-degree angle, you're supposed to step on that 90-degree angle. And pitchers, left-handed pitchers for years, are always trying to skirt that 90-degree line and try and get a little bit more. And what so many of us did or do is, once you land, you walk towards first base to make it look like you didn't land there and give the umpire a chance to look at it. So, Richards has a good move right there, and it's tough to read.
Yeah, keep walking and please don't come back and look at my footprint.
Exactly. But, it's the kind of thing where if you're not going anywhere, you err on the side of getting back. And if you are going, you just got to go first move and hope you guess right, because you're not going to read it quick enough to know whether or not he's going home or to first.
Forsythe couldn't stop his swing. It's 0-2. Hansen has set down 8 of the last 9 since the home run by Phillips in the second. And that included his first strikeout last inning when he got to Norfia. That was close.
I'm guessing they just couldn't swing at it. That's why he took it.
Fouls that one out of play. Braves could pick up a game in the standings if they can win tonight, as the Phillies have already lost. Florida winning their game. They're leading Arizona 4-0, batting in the top of the fourth. They snapped Arizona's winning streak last night. Tough play for Chipper. Got him. Nice play. One out in the fifth for the pitcher.
Good read on that ball by Chipper. Coming in to get it. Making that throw on the run that he makes as well as anybody.
Clayton Richard had a couple of good swings his first time up before flying out. And he sends that one in the air to shallow center. Schaefer calls everybody off and takes it 2 down. That's 10 out of the last 11. And Eric Patterson, the batter, he has popped up and then hit a line rocket his last time up, but right at Schaefer in center. There's another guy that could use some hits, and he's hit the ball hard in this series, and not a lot to show for it. Just 2 for 7.
Yeah, not much at all. Just keep it that way.
Down the line, but foul. Just missed being fair. 0-2. Out of play. Mentioned earlier that Patterson's out of Cobb County High School here in the Atlanta metro area, Harrison High School, and congratulations to Parkview, Jeff Francoeur's old high school. They're back in the winner's circle, won the state championship this year, beating another Cobb County school, Hillgrove. Yes, he did. Nice stop by McCann. Second strikeout for Tommy Hanson. U-verse trivia question, which was, since 2004, who's the only National League team to lead the major leagues in steals for a season? You're going to say?
The New York Mets.
I'm going to go Phillies. I swear you're hotter than a dancing bobcat.
Well, you know, I was trying to think along. You're going there next on this road trip. Figure with Jose Reyes over there, and
there's a lot of people I know that would say that you're really something.
Yeah, something.
Brian McCann having a good night, too. He's almost as hot as Tom. Single and a double. An RBI and a run scored. And our Delta Airlines on deck hitters, Freddie Freeman, who's 5 for his last 5.
That'll raise your average a little bit.
Three and 0 to McCann. Rays would like a chance to add to their lead. 3-1.
Richard has done a nice job for the most part against lefties coming in, but the lefties tonight have done some damage.
And he walked a lefty. Good start to the inning. His third walk. And here's the man who's 5 for his last 5. Shot to second might be 2. Forsythe to Bartlett to Hawk, double play. He hit that one too hard.
That's the old evening up factor right there. You expect him to get a double on a swing like that where he hit the ball so hard, but that ended up being the one that was right at him for a double play.
Padres pitching coach Darren Balsley sit down. He was a little antsy and doing some pacing in their dugout earlier. Alex Gonzalez 1 for 2 tonight. Up to 270. And again, he falls behind 3-0.
He's done that a lot where he looks like he'll be locked in on one hitter, and the next thing you know, the next hitter it's 2-0, 3-0,
4-0. That means Darren Balsley will get up and start pacing again, although this time it's to the mound.
Yeah, he's not going to bother pacing. He's going all the way out.
And when you walk Alex Gonzalez, you've done something. That's only the 9th walk for Alex this year. One of those was intentional.
Yeah, he's not going to wait around and give you too many opportunities to walk him.
Pat Neshek is warming up in their bullpen as Richard is climbing toward 100 pitches.
Good thing he had that 9-pitch second inning. Yeah. It'd really be up there.
Dan Uglas popped up with the bases loaded and 1 out in the first and lined hard to left field in the 3rd inning. Sends that one down the right field line, but out of play, and he's in the hole 0-2. Which seems to also follow you when you're struggling. Never being able to get into a good hitter's count. a nice stop by Phillips. 2-2. This guy appears to me, Tom, to be a guy that, I mean, he's going to throw a lot of pitches even when he gets ahead in the count because he doesn't really have one put-away pitch.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's been, for the most part tonight, trying to get something a little bit out of the strike zone to get him to fish. It's like he doesn't have a pitch that he can throw in the strike zone to strike a guy out with.
Two and two the count. Full count. Alex will be running here, but I would advise him to take his time and make sure he sees the ball out of the pitcher's hand. To third and booted by Headley. Ball came up on him a little bit. Inning stays alive for Joe Mather. 7th error for Headley on the year.
Kind of that in between hop. Came up on him a little bit.
And that will end the night for Richard. Unfortunately, he thought he was out of the inning. Well, he is. But not in the way he would like. Buddy Black's going to make a change. We'll find out who's coming in when we come back. Braves got a little help from the Padres defense to extend the inning. Unfortunately for Clayton Richard, it meant the end of the night for him. And Pat Neshek, you like that delivery, comes on for his 12th game.
Dragging your knuckles on the ground. He's up coming out for his 12th game. Last time out on the 21st against Seattle. Pitched an inning, gave up a hit, a run, a couple of walks, strikeout. Hasn't allowed an earned run over his last 8 appearances, which spans 9 innings. And as you saw, a little bit of a sidearm type fella out there with a 4-seam and a 2-seam fastball and a slider, predominantly a 4-seamer and a slider.
Right-handers are only 3 for 21 against him. I think you can see why. See if Joe Mather can hang in there. Braves lead 3-2. Have runners at first and second, 2 out.
I think the scouting report pretty much sums him up. Funky, deceptive, violent, side-wheeling delivery.
Funky and violent in the same description.
In any event, it's not going to be a comfortable at bat from either.
Oh, 1-2.
Tell you what, he actually throws pretty hard from down there.
He looks like he wants to throw real submarine, and then he stands up and is a little more sidearm.
Yeah, it's like, okay, sidearm. Ah, no, I changed my mind. Here.
Right off his thumbs. Forsythe makes the play, and the inning is over. Braves leave a couple. We go to the sixth. Atlanta up by 1. To see a few more A's on caps on that line.
Yeah, we got 3 out of 4 A's, which is always a good sign. Tommy Hanson, 5 strong innings to this point. Brian McCann, 2 for 2, no surprise, with another double and RBI. Freddie Freeman, 2 for 3 with a double with 2 RBIs, and Kyle Phillips with the big blow for the Padres, a 2-run home run in the top of the second inning that tied the game at 2-2 at the time.
Big hand here from the fans in attendance after some members of the military were put on the big screen. Tommy Hanson about to start his 6th inning of work against the heart of the order for the Padres, Bartlett, Headley, and Ludwig. Seven in a row set down by Hanson. And 11 out of 12. Again, Tommy's had great numbers against the Padres. He's never lost to them. 3-0 with a 178 coming in. And tonight he's only struck out 2.
Well, these guys are aggressive. They don't give you a chance to get deep in the count if they can help it.
But it is only a 1-run lead, and he's gone 3-0 on Bartlett, a fast runner. Three and 1. A leadoff walk. His 2nd of the night. Fans, take your dad to see the Braves against the Texas Rangers this Father's Day and meet former Braves Sid Bream, Gaylord Perry, who's a Hall of Famer, you know, and Johnny Estrada. Meet them before the game and then see Montgomery Gentry in the postgame concert benefiting the Prostate Cancer Foundation. For tickets, visit Braves.com.
Montgomery Gentry, huh? The 19th. I'll be here for that one.
Good. Wear your black flat-brimmed hat in honor.
I was thinking more along the lines of traffic will be good getting out of here because everybody's staying.
Okay, whatever. Chase Headley has reached twice tonight. A single in the first. He stole a base, was left stranded at third. He's walked, and he sends this one straight up. McCann couldn't find it and made it an easier play for Freddie Freeman because he was holding the runner on at first base. He didn't have as far to go. Brian was very happy to let him come in and get it.
Yeah, Brian got tied up with the hitter a little bit and then couldn't quite find it and was more than happy to give way to Freddie Freeman on that one.
One out for Ludwig, who's 0 for 2 tonight. That's news. It's grounded out and flied out. Chase is there, 0-1. Ludwig will be 33 years old next month. Got to the big leagues with Texas, also spent some time with Cleveland before going to St. Louis. Battled a lot of injuries early in his career, but had just a huge breakout year for St. Louis in 2008. He had .299 with 37 homers and 113 RBIs. Followed that up in 09 with 22 homers, 97 driven in. Runner bluffs, doesn't go. No swing. 1-1.
Good call. It didn't go. Which was probably harder for him than anybody else because he wants to swing.
Yeah. Good fastball at 93, 1-2. Ludwig originally signed with the A's. He was a second-round pick in 1999. Played baseball at UNLV. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. McCann double pumped. And again threw wide, but nice play by Ugla to save a bad throw.
Set up the fireworks. Good pitch by Tommy. And just like I said, a little bit of a two-step stutter step there for BMAC, and once he hesitated and had to regather his foot, didn't have much of a chance.
Stolen base number 9 for Bartlett. He's the tying run with 2 out for Brad Hopp, who has singled and flied out. Back behind the plate after perhaps a discussion about a change in signs with a runner at second. Inside ball 1. Did you have a dramatic, complicated change of signs with a runner at second?
No, it was usually either first sign after 2 or first sign or last sign, or sometimes you'd go outs +1. So there's a number of things you could do, but usually wasn't all that complicated.
You can hear the bullpen phone ringing as Hopp swings and misses. You can hear that phone ringing from the mound too, right?
Yes, you can, and it's not a good thing, usually.
Buried that one in on his hands a little bit, and it's 1-2.
He's done a nice job on these last two guys. Like we talked about last night with Ludwig, you've got to take the approach when he gets in the box that it's a 2-strike count. You don't necessarily have to throw him a strike. It's the same thing here with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. You know Hop's up there trying to be aggressive, and Tommy started him out with a good hard fastball in off the plate, and then has gone back to 2 beautiful breaking balls to get him into a 2-strike count. So now he can virtually expand the zone however he wants.
Oh, good cut at that fastball.
He got away with one there. He's trying to go in and left it over the middle. Fortunately, it had a little bit extra giddy up on it, and Hop couldn't get to it.
But I think you can go up there on him.
You can if you get it in there.
Yeah, he's such a good low ball hitter.
Yeah, if that pitch is in on the corner a little bit, I don't think he can make contact with it. But out over the plate, he can still kind of get his hands to the ball a little bit.
Still 1-2. Fought that one off. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, tying run at second.
And I like what he tried to do right there. He tried to go fastball in the pitch before and missed. Got away with it. And then had the confidence to say, hey, I'm going back in there. I didn't make the pitch I wanted to make. I want to go back in there and make the pitch that I was trying to make. And that one was a better location. But like you said, Hop being a good low ball hitter was able to pull it foul.
Keep an eye on McCann. He sets up right there, and the breaking ball missed. 2-2. He's worked up a pretty good lather here on a hot night. Action in the bullpen. Scott Proctor and George Sherrill. Another breaking ball, but that got away from him. And now a full count with DeNorfia on deck, right-handed hitter. Who, to me, even though he's struck out once tonight, is a better contact type hitter than Hop. So see if they can get Hop to expand his zone a little bit.
Yeah, with 2 strikes, you'd like to make a pitch and put this guy away, get the inning over, not have to start over again with DeNorfia.
Hop spoils another good pitch.
This is where he's got to be a little bit careful. He's tried to beat him on the inside corner with a fastball. He was able to foul those off. Tried to come back with that hard breaking ball that starts over the middle and finishes out of the zone, but Hop wouldn't chase it. So now he's going to go back to that breaking ball where it's coming into Hop as a left-handed hitter. He's got to be careful that he doesn't leave it over the plate. So got him to chase that one a little bit right there, but he made contact with it.
Got him. Hop was walking. And he has a word for Brian Gorman. 4th strikeout.
time for the Coors Light freeze cam. And as much as we all want to yell at umpires, have a little sympathy from time to time. Bottom of the first inning, Brian McCann fouls his pitch off, and if Kyle Phillips was a referee, Brian Gorman would have got a standing 8 count on that one.
Yes, he would have.
And that was your Coors Light freeze cam, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
He sure would have, but the crew chief has hung in there, even though he got barked out a little bit from Brad Hopp on that called third strike to end the top of the inning. And here's Matt Young, just called up by the Braves after Mike Minor was sent down following last night's start. Matt started the season with the team, you know. But back with the big club. Pinch hitting here for Tommy Hanson. Just when I thought Neshek's delivery was odd out of the stretch, I get to see him wind up.
I was just getting ready to say, you never see a sidearmer go out of the windup like that. Kind of like it. Not sure I'd teach it to my kids, but got them to the big leagues.
I mean, honestly, if you folks that play fast pitch softball, this is very fast pitch softball like, with the ball held way out in front of him, and looks like he's about to windmill you. Young pops it up into shallow center. Bartlett going out. In comes Patterson with a nice running catch to rob Matt Young of a base hit.
That was a nice play right there. Kind of a little off the end of the bat cue shot. Patterson just kept coming and really closed the ground on that the last 15 or 20 feet on that play. Made a nice catch.
Jordan Schaefer 1 for 3 tonight. Got to figure that last inning it really just took all the gas right out of Tommy Hanson.
Yeah, it's pretty high pitch count. Has had some stressful innings. On a hot night, get you through 6 with the lead. Let your bullpen do their thing with an off day tomorrow.
Yeah, he only gave up 3 hits. 96 pitches for Hanson. 2-1 to Schaefer. Hit the ball hard to center for an out in the first, single in the second, grounded out in the fourth, and 3-1 now. Change up for a strike. 3-2.
Borderline down, but similar to the pitch he just called on Hoffman, strike 3.
And really took a lot off that one. 70 miles an hour on that pitch. Well, I agree with all those descriptions at this point. He's retired all 3 batters he's faced, including that strikeout. Martine's been on twice tonight. He has doubled and scored in the first. Flied out to right in the second. Walked in the 4th inning. And was picked off. Foul back. Now, if Neshek really wanted to work in something different, he could go to the old Paul Byrd double pump, old-fashioned double pump out of that wind up.
He could do that. He might have that in his repertoire.
Instead, Prado puts a charge in one to left. Ludwig has gone as far as he can go, and that's gone. Home run, Prado. Should have double pumped. Number 8 for Martin. Four to 2 Atlanta. Saxby's indescribably good play and a good swing.
Ball leaked inside just a little bit, and Martin put a great swing on it. And that breaks that 8-outing scoreless streak that Neshek's had.
1-1 to Chipper. He's 1 for 3 tonight. You're right, though, about this guy. I mean, he's throwing pretty hard. When he wants to really cut it loose, he's been 89-90. From that angle, that's pretty salty. On that changeup.
It's a pretty big spread to cover from 89 to 71.
Neshek didn't like that call. His first walk. And Bud Black out of the dugout. He wants to make a double switch. Hawk made the last out. We may see him replaced. Corey Lupke, the left-hander, is loosening up in the pen, and in fact, looks like it'll be Jorge Cantu who will come in and play first base. So as the Padres side out and rotate, we'll take this time out. By Martin Prado, the changes for the Padres. Jorge Cantu will check in to play first base, and he'll bat ninth. And the new pitcher is Corey Lupke, who we saw work an inning or two last night.
Yes, we did. Pitched an inning and a third, gave up a hit. 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, sliders his predominant breaking ball. 88 to 91. 21st game on the year.
Brian McCann got a look at him last night, struck out looking in the 7th. Started him with a slow curve. Let's see if he does the same here. Nope. Fastball right there.
See, made an adjustment. Good thing you didn't tell Mac to look for that first pitch to get me over slider.
Good thing I didn't find him today. 2 straight fastballs, 1-1. That one at 94. A home run by Prado here in the 6th inning. The first home run hit by the Braves since Sunday against the Reds when he went deep in the 6th inning. That evens a count at 2-2. Chipper at first, 2 out and a run in. 4-2 Atlanta. Got Phillips on the mask.
Ooh, shoulder then mask.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he gets for hitting home runs. Max paying him back.
Yeah, the Padres only have 3 hits tonight, but one of them is a 2-run homer by the Padre catcher. Struck him out. Blew him away with a fastball. Lupke does his job. Braves get the only run from the home run. We go to the 7th. Atlanta up 4-2. We go to the top half of the 7th inning. Braves are up 4-2. Time for the AT&T call to the bullpen. Tommy Hansen's night is finished. He went 6 strong innings. He'll turn it over to the bullpen now, and the first man out is Eric O'Flaherty, who's had about 4 days off to rest a sore back.
Yeah, just last pitch on the 27th in the Cincinnati series, going a third of an inning there. On for the 29th time, 1-2 with a 1.37 ERA. Walks the strikeout real good. And he's been a nice bridge there in the middle here to get to Venters and Kimbrough late in the game.
And he'll face DeNorfia, Phillips, and Forsythe. DeNorfia reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. He was aboard when Phillips hit the 2-run homer. And then he fouled out in the 4th. But he's had a good series, 3 for 8. And O'Flaherty gets started in the right fashion with a strike.
And this is Padre time. Almost 50% of their runs have been scored in the 7th inning on, so keep an eye on that.
Told you about the Phillies losing today to Washington 2-1. Florida's 4-0 lead over Arizona all but evaporated. It's now 4-3 Marlins. They're in the bottom of the 6th. Florida could get within a game of the Phillies. Two and two to DeNorfia. Tapper past the mound. Ugla throws wildly off the screen. Tough play for Dan, having to kind of throw as he's leaning over and falling down, and his throw was wide of the mark.
Yeah, it's a tough play when you're coming in and you're trying to field the ball on the run and make a throw going away from the bag. Kind of a do-or-die play, and unfortunately, throw pulled Freeman off the bag. He wasn't able to get to it and scored a base hit.
So the leadoff man reaches, and here's that man Phillips again. He's hit a 2-run homer, and he has popped out. We noticed last night watching DeNorfia at first base, he gets a big lead and really hasn't shortened it up too much with a left-handed pitcher.
No, he's kind of that. Until it's a close dive, I'm going to keep trying to get a little bit more.
I don't think O'Flaherty has that Steve Avery step off snap throw move. That'd be a good one here.
That would be a good one. Well, maybe he can quicken up a little bit, give Mac a chance to unload if DeNorfia decides to run.
Oh, baby. Good looking pitch there, but instead it's 2-2.
Yeah, I don't know. That's right on that bottom borderline of the strike zone. Could have gone either way.
There goes the runner. Bouncer foul. DeNorfia will have to go back to first. And again, if you've not watched the Padres play, even though they're down 2 here, they lead the majors in stolen bases. That's the best thing they have going for their offense, so they're not going to stop running. There's a throw over. Not going. Tapper. Nice play by O'Flaherty. He'll only have a play at first, but if he doesn't glove it, that's probably another infield hit.
Yeah, that's that play we talked about. It's a tough play. His momentum's falling off the mound towards third base, but made a nice recovery to get back. Fortunately, it was not hit a little bit harder than it was. Gave him a chance to get back and catch it, and made a nice play.
That'll bring Logan Forsythe to the plate. Oh for 2 tonight. And just 1 for 9 in the series. On that pitch from Eric.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to rear back and get a little bit extra and kind of pulled himself off the mound a little bit.
well rested. It's just a matter of how his back feels, and all signs indicate it's feeling pretty good. Inside out swing. That's going to drop in front of Mather, but DeNorfia had to stop to make sure it dropped. He'll make it to third, and they're on the corners after a good piece of hitting there by Forsythe. One out for Jorge Cantu, who came in defensively last inning. Cantu's 1 for 6 in this series, 2 for 11 on their road trip. But a tough out with runners in scoring position and a good mistake hitter.
Yeah, you got to be careful here. I went inside fastball right there, missed in off the plate. You don't want to miss over the plate.
There's a strike. Cantu came up with the bases loaded pinch hit in the 9th inning in game 1 of this series and hit into a 3-2-3 double play. Instead, this time a fly ball to right. Mather circles it. And he's not going to make the throw to the plate. He'll concede the run and keep the force play in order and keep the potential tying run from getting into scoring position. Smart move. 4-3.
Well, that's what you want to try and do in that situation. The last thing you want to do is hit a ball on the ground, so try and find a ball you can elevate. Cantu was able to stay inside that ball and serve it deep enough into right field to score the run and cut the lead to 1.
It's a hard thing to do, too, for the outfielder who wants to throw the guy out, but it was the smart play by Joe Mather, and now Roger McDowell will come out and have a chat with O'Flaherty. As Aaron Cunningham will come up and pinch hit for Patterson.
Fans, this copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of Atlanta National League Baseball Club Incorporated. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Braves.
Nicely done.
Thank you. Thank you. Been looking forward to that all night.
I mean, that was like James Earl Jones stuff right there. Aaron Cunningham just got called up from Tucson when Cameron Maben was placed on the DL. Hit 292 at Tucson. First pitch hacking, and it's out of play. 5 homers, 42 RBIs. Had some time with the big league club last year. In fact, 132 at bats last year. Had a home run and 15 RBIs. 1-1.
Well, it'll be interesting to see here with 2 outs if they try and steal another bag here. I know you don't want to try and waste a pinch hitter, but
chances are they wouldn't. If Cunningham went in and played center field for Patterson, it might be an even swap there, so they may go. 2-1. Scott Proctor is loose in the Atlanta pen. Padres are trying to sweep the Braves in a 3-game series for the first time since August of '89 in Atlanta. They've won 4 in a row. The last 2 games in Washington, the first 2 games in Atlanta. Full count, runner will be moving. And strike 3 call to Cunningham. O'Flaherty leaves him standing there. And we go to the 7th inning stretch. Padres close it to 4-3. Ball game, and time for our McDonald's fan of the game. Oh, love the hats. Big time, big league hats right there.
We just talked about this yesterday, I think. Who was the wrestler that wore the boas?
Which one?
But
there were several. Ric Flair.
Ric Flair, that's what I'm thinking of, yeah.
He had it all working. Styling and profiling. Lupke stays in the game to pitch to Freddie Freeman. Freeman 2 for 3 tonight, a single, a double, and he's hit into a double play. Cunningham stays in the game to play right field, and DeNorfia goes to center. Popped up right above the mound. Oh, look out. Nice play by Headley after Lupke backed right into him. Lupke was watching the baseball and not trying to be a traffic cop.
Yeah, not sure what he was doing. At this point in time, you got to turn around, face your infielders, and just start directing traffic. Call somebody's name out to take that ball, and instead of setting a pick. Did a nice job of fighting through that pick and staying with it.
Yes, he did. That's not an easy thing to do. Good play by Headley. Alex is 1 for 2 with a walk tonight. Pops one down by the tarp, beyond the tarp, and out of the reach of both Forsythe and Cunningham. We mentioned that Parkview won a state championship. Hey, congratulations to the Marist High School team who won a state championship too. And we mentioned them because of the connection they have to the Braves. Charlie Liebrandt's son, Brandon Liebrandt, pitched the game winner, struck out 11 in the championship game. And he's headed to Florida State.
Very nice.
So good for him.
Congratulations. Sure, Charlie will say it was all coaching.
Ball gets away from Phillips. Gonzalez hustling to first, and somehow the ball got through to Cantu for the out. Strikeout, 2-3 on the putout.
Yeah, Phillips couldn't find that for a minute. Everybody was screaming at him, and that was one where you just pick it up and chuck it. Made a nice throw.
Nice job by Cantu also to get into foul territory to give the target to Phillips. Dan Uggla 0 for 3 tonight. Reached on an error his last time up. Oh and 1. Roberts trying to direct traffic for the outfield as Uggla swings and misses 1 and 2. This guy's been impressive. Last 2 nights, Luke, he's been tough, especially on the lefties.
Yeah, he's got good stuff. He's aggressive, goes right after guys. Got a couple of pitches he can get guys out with.
Broken bat grounder. Barrel of the bat wound up right against the backstop. And Headley throws out Uggla. As the Braves go in order, we go to the 8th. Atlanta still up by 1. Over the Padres, time once again for the Braves to make the AT&T call to the bullpen. And of course, in the 8th inning with the lead, that means Johnny Venters is in the ball game.
He's on for the 31st time. You see his numbers there, 3-0 with a minuscule 0.53 earned run average. Great balls to strike out. Great opponent batting average against. Can't say enough about the work that he's done this year. Last pitched earlier in this series, went an inning, gave up a couple hits and a walk. He'll be looking to have a nice clean inning here and turn things over to Craig Kimbrell in the 9th.
He's got the heart of the order, Bartlett, Headley, and Ludwig. 2 right-handed hitters and a switch hitter. Doesn't matter much to Johnny Venters, though. He's only given up 2 runs in 33 innings. Oh and 2. Bartlett tonight 0 for 2 with a walk. He also has a stolen base. Just off the plate, 2 and 2.
It's a tough one to take.
I'll say.
I guess it ran off a little bit, I guess. Brian been a little stingy with those strike 2 calls the last couple innings. Or strike 3.
Bartlett stays alive. Be nice to get this leadoff man here in the 8th. Especially the way they like to run. Heads up over there with a ball boy.
Good thing that they got that screen up over there. That would have been a missile at somebody.
Yeah, I'm afraid I wouldn't be a very popular guy for the fans because I'd have that screen a whole lot higher than that.
I'm with you. And I'd probably have it down the dugout, too.
Still 2-2. And now full. Payoff pitch to third. Foul ball, says third base umpire Larry Vanover.
Yeah, good call.
Good call and a hard call because the third baseman's blocking his view for the most part.
Looks so much easier in that super slow-mo.
Tell you what, we got all the angles covered too, don't we? Another 3-2 pitch to Bartlett. Struck him out. McCann hangs on to the foul tip. 1 out in the 8th.
Nasty pitch here. Try to go down and away, but kind of pulled it a little bit down and in. But with the velocity and a little bit of movement by pulling it, a little cut action on it, Bartlett couldn't catch up to it.
That brings up Headley, who has reached twice. He has singled, walked, and popped up. His 11-game hitting streak has bumped his average up to 275. And 0-2. It's nice to be able to waste a pitch at 95. Just fire something up there and see if they'll go.
Yeah, 95. It starts on the outside corner and runs about a foot.
Slider got him in the dirt. Again, dug out by McCann. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts.
And then you can come back with that slider that starts in the middle of the plate and looks like a fastball and ends up down in the dirt. And there's just absolutely nothing you can do with that.
Fans can't vote for pitchers for the All-Star game, but don't think for a minute that the coaches and managers don't know about him that do have a say-so in it.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he's not on the All-Star team, he must have a heck of a staff.
Dangerous guy here. Ludwig leads their team in homers with 8. He's 0 for 3 tonight. That evens the count. Man.
It's almost unfair when he's on.
Well, more than one guy has come up to Brian McCann after a pitch like that and asked, what was that?
Yeah.
And who is that guy? Did he go? Yes, he did. He struck out the side. McCann only needs to tag him. 3 up and 3 down, 3 strikeouts. Johnny Venners. Some early runs really helped tonight.
Yeah, they did. The Braves got off to an early start, got a nice 2-0 lead. Padres answered. Braves came back with 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 6th. Padres cut that lead in half with a single run in the 7th inning, and Tommy Hanson pitched a good ball game. Martin Prado, Brian McCann both having good. Freddie Freeman all having good nights again. So Braves are in good position here with a 1-run lead, trying to add on and turn it over to Craig Kimbrell in the 9th.
Luke Gregerson worked here last night, 2/3 of an inning, gave up a run, which is unusual for him, as you see a good ERA.
At 21 out of 26 of his outings has been scoreless. So you're right, scoring a run off of him is a rarity.
Joe Mather leads off the inning. 0 for 2 with a walk. He drew an intentional pass back in the 3rd inning. Shows bunt and takes ball 1. Eric Hinsky has a bat. He's in the on-deck circle and would hit for Venners. So I heard a guy say one time, a little insurance wouldn't hurt.
Nope, it's never a bad thing. Send your closer out there without having to worry about making one mistake. Give him a little bit of cushion.
One and 2.
I think Joe tried to provide that insurance run on that swing.
Uh-huh. Stays alive, still 1 and 2. $21,452 here tonight for the last game of the homestand. Hoping the Braves can hang on. They lead 4-3. Bartlett will have to get rid of it quickly and does. One out. And Eric Hinske will hit for Venners. Eric's 5 for 18 as a pinch hitter with 2 homers. Nine hits for the Braves. They only have one, however, since the 3rd inning, and that was the home run by Prado. There's a hit. A line shot toward the gap, but Cunningham cuts it off, and Hinske will make a big turn, but another pinch hit for Hinske. He's aboard with 1 out. For the batter, he's 1 for 4 tonight. Saw Hinske score from first last night. I wonder if he could do it again. Good cut by Jordan. 0-1.
I think he would like to try. Have a nice day off tomorrow to rest. Although I wouldn't mind seeing him leisurely trot around the bases in front of Jordan.
That'd be nice too. Jordan would like that. Schaefer struck out his last time up. Single back in the 2nd inning. Yeah, he drops a bunt down, running for a hit. And they'll get him, but a runner at second base and 2 out for Prado. They're going to give him a sacrifice, but he obviously was trying to reach too.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to bunt for a hit, but worst case scenario moves Eric up 90 feet for Martin. RBI situation here.
Big night for Prado. A double and a run scored in the first. Walked in the 4th, homered in the 6th. 2 for 3 with an RBI, and his home run gives him 33 RBIs on the year. It was his 8th home run. Braves are 5 for 11 tonight with runners in scoring position. A lot of that came in the 1st inning, when after 1 out they had 5 straight hits to put 2 runs across. Oh, and 2, good pitch. I think the great thing for Martin that I've noticed over the last 2.5 years now, Tom, is that even in these situations, there's just still a calm look on his face. He's still got every confidence that he's going to hit the ball hard somewhere, even when he's behind in the count.
Yeah, he does his work. He prepares. He's comfortable with his swing, and the situations don't bother him because he feels like when he gets in there, he's prepared to do what he wants to do.
Off the end of the bat, Gregerson will make the play, and the inning is over. Braves can't get that insurance run, so they'll go to the 9th, trying to nurse a 1-run lead. Run game in play here as we go to the ninth, and time for the AT&T call to the bullpen one more time, and now it's the closer who gets the call, and that's Craig Kimbrell on for the 29th time.
On for the 29th time, 15 out of 19 in save opportunities. Off the chart walk to strikeout ratio, 216 opponent batting average. Last pitch in the Cincinnati series on the 29th, picked up his 15th save. And as you mentioned, Joe, this is not uncharted water for San Diego. They're used to these kind of games. 34 of their first 55 games have been one-run games, so 61% of their games have been one-run games. So they're used to this sort of thing.
They'll have a pinch hitter to start things in the ninth. Left-handed hitter Blake Cody, who played in the first two games of this series. He faces Kimbrell for the first time. And a good start at 96. If there's been a little bit of an issue for Kimbrell, it's been some walks, especially to leadoff men. Yes, he did. He went 0-2. Braves have played 4 straight one-run games. They're 2-2 over that stretch. Didn't go 1-2. Freddie Gonzalez has said recently, Tom, that he'd like to see Kimbrell elevate the fastball when he gets ahead 0-2. See if they'll chase upstairs. Right down Broadway. Cody couldn't pull the trigger. First out in the ninth.
Well, you talk about elevating the fastball for a guy like Kimbrell who throws that pitch so well. In theory, I think it's a good idea, but I don't know. He's so good at that downhill, that down fastball that rises a little bit. Sometimes a guy that works down in the zone like that, it's hard for them to throw a pitch up intentionally. So, but I agree with you. 97 up around the letters would be tough.
Swing and a miss by DeNorfia. O'Flaherty struck out Cunningham to end the 7th. Venner struck out the side in the 8th. Kimbrell's fanned the first guy he's seen. That's 5 in a row that have fanned against Atlanta pitching. 0-2 to DeNorfia, who's 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Six in a row struck out.
When you throw 97 miles an hour and you can throw that pitch, I know I've said it a couple times with Johnny Venner, but same goes for Mr. Kimbrell. That's not fair.
Get after it. There's a guy that's been a thorn in the side of the Braves this whole series. He had a game-winning homer in Game 1. He hit a 2-run homer tonight. Kyle Phillips. Slider for a strike. Eight pitches, 7 strikes so far for Kimbrell. Work it, Greg. 0-2. Line to right on an 0-2 pitch. Base hit for Phillips. He continues to be a pest. These Padres just won't go away. Logan Forsythe singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3. Waiting for a pinch runner to come out of the dugout for the catcher. And that's another catcher who will come in and run for him, and that's Johnson.
I don't see that very often.
No, and he's got a little smirk on his face like, Are you kidding me?
Probably why we had to wait for him. He was as surprised as anybody to get the call.
Well, the tying run's on base. 2 out. 97 strike. I think that's all he needs to do right there is just that one throw.
Just let him know you hadn't forgot about him.
Can't imagine Johnson would be running. But with these guys, you never know. Strike 2. Phillips connected on an 0-2 pitch for a base hit. He's got Forsythe in the hole, 1 and 2. In the air to center and deep. Back goes Jordan Schaefer, still going. He leaps in, made the catch, and the game is over. Whoa, baby. What a way for this game to end. Our Toyota play of the game.
And a good one. Boy, oh boy, what a great effort by Jordan Schaefer. Ball fooled me. It went a lot further than I thought it was going.
Me too. Forsythe put a charge into it, and Jordan had to hang on after the collision. Wow, what a finish. Craig Kimbrell gets the save. His 16th, and that ties for the most saves by a National League rookie before the All-Star break. 4-3 your final. Back with more right after this.